Hey everyone, what's going on? Today's Wednesday, November 20th, 2013, and last night we just had an amazing action packed episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Episode 8 entitled The Well. And let me just say that it was a very amped up episode because, well, the episode basically starts off after the conclusion of Thor 2 The Dark World, that just came out, only 2 weeks ago. And we find the team in a library in Greenwich where the battle ensued between Thor and Malekith. And, it's basic. The show started off with a great funny moment between Skye, May, and Agent Coulson. You know, this guy's talking about she'd love to get her hands on Thor and everything. Coulson's just waving it off, saying, yeah, he's handsome, but... And then May comes in just saying, oh no, he's dreamy. And that's very uncommon of May because she's not like that. She's the strong, silent type and doesn't express a lot of emotion. So it was hilarious, absolutely fantastic to see that within May. But after that, we encounter a couple in a forest in Norway where they discover in a tree some Asgardian rod artifact. And turns out this artifact gives whoever touches it unexplainable strength and, well, there's consequence. The rod releases all this person's anger. Yeah. So after exhibiting the crime scene, the team goes to a colleague of S.H.I.E.L.D. over in Spain, who is a professor of Norse mythology. And this professor helps them tell the story of the rod. And turns out there's two other pieces, and one is actually in Spain. So while trying to find the second piece, things go south for Agent Ward because he touches the second piece, and, well, after that, he starts exhibiting bursts of rage, especially towards his team. And it's different because the release of his rage goes back to one of his childhood memories, to one of the first times where he was really pissed off. It's got to do about, like, his brother stuck in a well or something like that. You have to check out the episode to understand more. So, this rage is judging, or more like, it's making Ward judge himself and questioning his ability to work in the field. So basically, after the encounter with the second piece of the rod, we find that there's another Asgardian on Earth. He's been on Earth for thousands of years, probably. And he's not, someone who, is next to Thor all the time. He's just a mason worker, apparently, when he was, up in space. So this Asgardian helps the team, actually, find the third and final piece, and it takes them to a monastery in Ireland, to where we see a crazy battle between Ward and some of the people who have touched these artifacts. And we see Ward with two of the pieces of the rod as weapons going absolutely crazy, taking out these other infected humans. And he goes like berserk, almost. But then, after that small fight with Ward, May kind of takes over, kind of like a tag team thing almost, where things got really cool. For only a split second, of course, May puts all three pieces together and makes the whole, like, Asgardian staff as a weapon, and she kicks some serious ass with that weapon, let me tell you. You have to check out this episode. Now, after the final battle, there was another funny as hell scene between Coulson and this other Asgardian. Because we all seen the other Marvel movies, I hope. Coulson knows Thor personally. After the Thor movie and the Avengers movie last year, you know, as this other Mason worker Asgardian and Coulson are leaving the monastery, he's like, yeah, maybe sometime we'll hang out, and if Thor's in town, I'll introduce you to him. It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. It was great. Though, there's one thing at the near end of the episode that got me curious. Since May and Ward were both affected by the staff parts, they sort of now have this unseen, connection. We both went through the same thing, Back on the bus, on the plane, we see May go back into her living quarters with, it was either a bottle of wine or a bottle of scotch. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get a good look at it. But then she looks at Ward and leaves the door open, kind of hinting, come with me. We'll, reminisce on, what we just went through. Not sure if anything happened between them. I don't know. So that made me question, is there something going on between Ward and May? Who knows? Maybe we'll see in the next episode. But then there was the last clip just before the end of the episode, where we see Coulson in Tahiti. We've been hearing about Tahiti all season, and now we actually see him in Tahiti getting a massage, and basically he wakes up and he feels like he just had a nightmare. So this is questioning, what happened after he was stabbed by Loki's scepter in the Avengers. So we're all really curious, what is going on with Coulson. What really happened to him? Did he really spend time in Tahiti? Or was that something else? So this episode was just amazing. What I really liked about it, it showed a side of Ward that we don't really see very much. He's always about, staying on point about the mission. Just not worrying about anything else. And we got to see his softer side, almost. So it was really different to see him that way. And, it could play onto more of the further into the season. So next week, it's the 9th episode entitled Repairs. The team deal with this girl who's got these, I'm not sure what kind of abilities. I think it's just telekinesis, something like that. But I don't think she can control her powers, so to speak. And, as always, things go south. But something goes wrong. Something goes wrong on the bus, on the plane. So, the team's real in danger, but up in the air. So, I can't wait to see what happens next week. So, I'm going to head off, and, I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.